Okay, so here we are. I've looked over this and I really would think we need some trees here. So I'm going to use a synthetic flat brush. I'm mixing up some burnt umber and some burnt sienna and some ultramarine blue. It'll make a pretty dark color, and that's what I'm looking for at this moment. You always tap the brush in the water and tap it off on the paper towel because it needs some moisture for the paint to stick to the brush and to work well. I'm going to put a big tree right in here. And a medium-sized tree in here. And then a smaller one over here. There. Okay, so now I'm just going to wipe that paint off my brush and rinse it out. Now I'm going to use a natural bristle brush. This is a number 6. You can tell I've used it a long time because it really should be flat across here, but I use it and I scrub with it a lot, so I've turned it into a filbert. So that's okay. So I'm gonna mix up some ultramarine blue and some hooker's green and possibly a little white, but maybe not. I'll let you know. I used ultramarine blue and hooker's green. I like a natural bristle brush because it's rough. If you're looking to paint something smooth, a nice synthetic flat brush is really good. If you're doing something rough like barnwood or pine trees, mountains, rocks, to me, your best friend is a natural bristle brush. So I'm going to come over here and I start in the middle, and I'll explain why. If I start at the top and work my way down, there's a good chance I'm going to be too skinny and then have to adjust a lot. If I start it down here, there's a better chance I'll be too fat. So if I will start in the middle and work in both directions, I can get the what I'm looking for. I added just a touch of white to make it opaque, and then I had to add more blue and green, ultramarine blue and hooker's green, to make it darker. The white naturally lightened it up some. Now as I come up here, I naturally want to get narrower, and I'm going to kind of hop behind and then go in front of, and you can go up taller than the trunk. Okay, now the trunk paint was sort of wet, so it kind of blended in there. It won't matter at all. I'm just picking up more paint, putting again in the middle, and this is going to be further back. This one's going to be far closer, so this one's going to be a little, I added a little bit of burnt sienna to this to give me a little different. Green and red are opposite on the color wheel, and burnt sienna has a lot of red in it. So I'm trying to make something that's not the same color as this tree. I'm going to add a little more burnt sienna to this one back here. It's smaller, it's further back. And really, this is so small that you could start at the bottom and work your way up. It's just my habit to always start in the middle. Okay, so there we have 3 pine trees. Now I'm going to let these dry, and then I'm going to come back and put in some highlight. Okay, I'm coming back in here. I don't like how short that was, so I'm going to make this one be taller than this one and shorter than that one. So again, I'm going to start in the middle, and that's, you can, with acrylic, this is the beauty of acrylic paint. You can do this kind of thing and not have a problem. You want to make sure that when you do this, you're not having your branches just right opposite each other. So this one here, I brought it out, and now I'm going to take this one and I'm going to bring it up higher. I need more paint, Sharon. Don't be cheap with the paint. If they are just directly opposite each other, they really don't look right. In a separate pile, I mixed up some ultramarine blue, hooker's green, and yellow. And you can see I don't mix up my paint completely. I want it to mix over here. So I'm going to start with this one because I want it behind, and I'm just barely going to tap some highlight on those branches. We're not painting every little needle and limb, and we're just giving it some highlight to where you can actually see what's going on there. Okay, so look at the difference between this one and this one. Now let's come back here on this one. See, you don't really have to start in the middle. It's just such a habit for me to start in the middle that that's where I go to. Now I love what this does. It brings down these little pieces of the needles, the branches. I love that. This one, this tree comes in front of this tree. That's why I started that back there. I can see up close, I can really see the difference. You can see the difference, but it's not as dramatic for you as it is for me. One side should normally be a little lighter than the other. So over on this left side, I'm putting some highlights, but not much. The pressure on the brush is much lighter. You have paint on both sides of your brush, so make sure you use both sides. So now we have two values on this tree. We're going to get a third one on. I don't mix up an entire pile of paint. I pulled off some of the original paint that was on there. I added more yellow and a little white to it. So now we're going to come in here, and I'm just going to really highlight mostly on this side here. You have to remember that this will dry lighter than it shows. I'm going to put a few little ones over there, but not much. Now that one looks so much brighter now than that one. This got a couple of little goobers there that are a little, yeah, there we go. Okay, now we're going to come over here to this tree. Okay, I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to work my way around. There we go. And again, this side is going to be a little lighter than the other side. I'll put some over here, but not, again, not a lot. Much lighter on the brush. I want that one to be definitely in front of that tree over there. Okay, so now we have 3 pine trees that are kind of blocking our eye over there, and I really like that. I want this to be a little warmer than it is, so I have mixed up a tiny bit of yellow with a lot of white. So I'm going to come in here. I want this water to go up, splash up higher. A little too much yellow on that part. We can always fix that. It kind of helps the action to look more like action. Now I just added more white to my pile over there. I'm going to come back in here because this is a little too bright. I know it's going to dry darker, but that's okay. I still want to lighten it up a little bit. And I love how this comes up here like this, and it really looks splashy. Not sure if that's an actual word or not, but we're going to go for it. Okay, again, more white. And that helps warm up the water, give it more depth. Now you got a lot here, so you can take this and like glunk it on there. That's a word. And then come back through it and splash it up. See, I'm just pushing a lot of paint on there. Now I'm just going to pull it up. There. You don't want to do too much, but you need to have, you know, this water's coming in here and it's kind of splashy. This is kind of a cool painting. So I am going to warm it up a little bit. I'm going to use some of that white with a little bit of the yellow in it. And I'm going to come in here and just do a few more little splash, little of the wave action, just a little bit. So back there, it should be cooler. As it comes forward, it should be warmer. Again, I'm just using that white paint with a touch of yellow in it. I'm just trying to warm up this front foreground just a little bit. I'm going to come over here because it looks kind of harsh right now. So this is the water splashing. It's going in all different directions. It can't just go in one. The other day when I painted these birds, I guess I didn't have the camera on. I don't know. But I wanted to make sure you know how to do it. So we have one is down here right over the water. We've got them all over the place. You use a script liner brush and you're just going to touch and pull down, touch and pull down, and then you're going to make a little bit of a body. Okay? It's just 3 strokes. So now I've got 3 in a row, which I really don't like. I'm going to put one real far back here, and he's small. And you got to get their wings going in different directions. Okay, so You could have one over here with his wings spread way out. Put something over here, small one. You wouldn't be able to see this very much, but let's go ahead and put one here anyway, just for the practice of it. Okay, they're very, very simple to do. See, it looks like we've got 4. We have to fix that. We're gonna just put a few little ones back here. Let's put a bigger one here. I'm going to have his wings way up in the air. Okay, so that kind of helps soften that line there. I'm going to put another small one out over here, but not in that line. He's in front of the cloud. So I'm pretty happy with what we have now. I really like the addition of the trees. I think it makes a big difference. You know, I painted a painting last week, and it was of a cabin on the river with trees, a river, a cabin, a dock. I put fishing poles on the post, or on the porch. I had some boots on the porch. There were a lot of trees and things around. And it wasn't until I put this teeny tiny little canoe by the dock with that little red streak. Honest to goodness, it took less than 5 strokes to do the outside of the canoe, the inside of the canoe, and 2 seats, and then a shadow underneath the canoe. And that made all the difference for the painting. So these trees probably should, you know, take 10 minutes, 15 minutes to do, and they make a lot of difference in this painting. So anyway, it's funny how just the smallest detail can make a big difference. And I hope you have had fun with this. I certainly have. I hope you learned something. I have learned things. I learned things in every single painting. If you enjoyed this video series, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Click the little notification bell so you always know when I upload. I upload on Wednesday. I try anyway. I mean, I wish I could say by 2 o'clock on Wednesday. Yeah, well, that's probably not going to happen because my computer gives me fits. But at any rate, I would so appreciate you going on there and subscribing to my channel. And if you want more content like this, go to my website, www.paintingwithacrylics101.com. And there is a blog there. There is, you can take a free painting class for painting daisies. There's a lot of free stuff on there. You can get handouts and painting plans and all sorts of things. So I do have a full-blown beginner's art course there, Painting with Acrylics Academy, and it will take you from start to finish. You're going to learn all about color theory and perspective and mixing paint, mixing colors, all sorts of things like that. And you're going to paint 2 paintings in there. So yeah, I do have a paid class in there, but you know, I am thrilled when you go on my website and look around and find you something that you want that I give away for free. And I give a ton away for free. So anyway, you guys have a great day. Know that I love you. I love painting. I love helping you learn how to paint too. So thank you so much. Have a fabulous day. Let's paint together soon.